Caro set from the stretch, appears at second. Now comes home. This one is skied into left field. Black at the wall. This one's gonna leave the park. It is gone. Patrick Roche deposits a fastball onto the berm, and 3-1 the lead for Boston College. There's a new life in the Eagle dugout as Boston College has taken its first lead of this series against number 17 North Carolina. That one just hung out over the plate, and Roche did not miss. A long ball to left center field, and Roche puts the Eagles up 3-1 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Colaruso's 2-1 is muscled towards short. McNulty fields it with the back end. They get one at second. MacPock no throw at first. That brings the run across with Marsh. Miami takes a 1-0 lead as McNulty with a web gem gets one out at second, but there's no play after that. Jared Zimbardo leads off of first. One down, top of the fifth, no score. 3-1. This one is tapped towards the pitcher. It leaps him over his head. Clutched by McNulty for one. Over to first for two. And that ends the frame. Some quick work from Sam McNulty. Evades the danger for Ogden, who comes in relief of Colaruso and faces the minimum after a twin killing from Sam McNulty. With 2 outs and 2 on for Hunter Stokely. Mudd nods the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Mudd gets out of the jam with just 1 run allowed on the sac fly, and he walks confidently off the mound and is met by his infield. That a huge break for Tyler Mudd. 0-1 pitch. Off goes MacPock. It's in for a strike. MacPock dives and beats the tag as the ball spills into left center field. A stolen base. The team leading 19th of the year for the sophomore from Torrance, California, Adam MacPock. If Roche were to be retired on this at-bat. He steps back into the box, into his crouch. He rests the bat on his right shoulder. Bases loaded. 0-2. The pitch is smoked into right field. Over the head of Waters. It's going to score a few. That one gets down to the wall. McNulty comes home, followed by Cimini. He slides in, and he is safe. It's 5-4, a 2-run double from Patrick Roche, and we've got ourselves a ball game here at Harrington. 1-1 pitch is scorched into left field. It drops, and it's a fair ball for Larson. MacPock will easily get into score as the Eagles take the lead. It is a double for Colin Larson. Go ahead as MacPock is juiced up, headed into the dugout. Colin Larson pokes it the other way to give BC its first lead of the day here in the 17th inning of this doubleheader. Back at America's most beloved ballpark, it was a fast start to the game between BC and Miami in this 13th annual ALS awareness game. How about a first pitch double from Jake Ogden, but credit Brady Miller and the Eagle defense for quelling the threat without any runs on the board. Now the Eagles come up for the first time in this game to face the righty freshman Tate Darius on the mound for Miami today. He boasts an ERA of 2.73, undefeated in his 2 starts. 14 appearances this year, 29.2 innings pitched for the righty. Freshman versus freshman today for Boston College and Miami. Giovanni Culotta, Jacob Lassner, and Chris Vogel here with you. As Chris, go for a quick update as Roche comes to the box here from North Carolina with the lacrosse ACC championship.
North Carolina up 7-5 early in quarter number 2. 2 goals so far for Mia Mascone. A pair of assists for McKenna Davis for the Eagles, up to 67 apples on the season.
Roche steps into the box. He's the first Eagle to bat at Fenway Park today. The righty Tate Darius set from the windup. He kicks back and fires. Roche first pitch swinging. He fouls it back. Down 0-1 on the fastball miss.
He was ready. He was ready for that one, I have to say. I think that the Eagles hitters are ready for this game, guys.
And they certainly used to playing in it. Roche in his 5th season, now playing here for a 5th time. He always loves coming to this ballpark as a Mass native. 0-1. This one is clubbed down the line, foul. It just taps by the third baseman, Cuvée, who tosses it back to his dugout. The wind picking up here at Fenway. And by the flag in left center field, it's blowing from left to right, from third to first. Roche steps out of the box, now resets, taps the dish twice, and angles his bat behind his maroon helmet. Darius, with his glove in his face, set from the windup. He comes home, the 0-2. This one is outside, and it's 1-2 as Roche takes a fastball.
there was no way that pitch was ever going to come into the strike zone, so I love that take.
Good spot to miss, though, 0-2. Trying to extend the zone, but not going to work on the veteran right-hander.
Darius keen to take more time than his Friday counterpart, Griffin Hughes. The 1-2. This one is fouled down the first baseline. Roche staying alive here, and that's a hallmark of these experienced Eagle infielders, Patrick Roche and Vince Cimini in particular. Very good plate protectors and are able to play in this ballpark now for a 5th and 6th time, respectively. Darius stares down for his sign. Now comes ready. Kicks and deals a 1-2. Roche taps it up to short on a hop. It's fielded by Ogden. Bouncing it into first. He is out. Great throw from Jake Ogden. Took him all the way to shallow center field, but one's down here in the first.
Great play by Ogden there. Ball eats him up a little bit on the short hop. It stays with it and makes a phenomenal throw over. He's having quite the day to start this one off.
That brings up Josiah Ragsdale, a transfer from Iona College, who is playing in his first game as a BC Eagle at Fenway Park. Can't quite verify whether he's played in this ballpark before, although for many of the new players and freshmen on BC, it is their first time at America's Most Beloved. The lefty facing Darius. The pitch is inside, fails to clip the inner black. 1-0 on a fastball to Ragsdale. Batting .307 this year, primarily in the second spot.
Leading the Eagles in hits as well.
A 1-0 is tapped towards Cuvée, and it gets by the third baseman as he dives. It's into left field, and Ragsdale is aboard. So how about that for your first at-bat at Fenway Park? A single with one out here in the bottom of the first.
Some New Jersey on New Jersey crime there. Two of the top players come out of that state in recent memory, and it's the Eagles batter that gets it done.
So
his 48th hit of the season as well, and that's pretty impressive.
And we've seen his ability to steal bases this season, 19 of 22 entering the game. It was gunned down on Friday in a perfect throw from catcher Tanner Smith. So 1 on, 1 out. That brings up Jack Toomey, the righty right fielder. Darius now in the stretch. The pitch nearly hits Toomey as it is well inside on the righty. 1-0 with a breaking ball. And still scoreless here in the bottom of the first, but each team has put a base runner to the base path here. Ragsdale a healthy lead as the infield shifts the righty slightly to pull. Darius set from the stretch. He checks back at first. Ragsdale back in time. Checking up on him there is Renzo Gonzalez.
That was a healthy lead there from Ragsdale. Hopefully he doesn't get caught.
That steal attempt came in the 8th inning with BC down by a run, and he was hosed out by the seat of his pants. Darius is 1-0. Inside to Toomey. It misses the inner black. 2-0 to the right fielder. A transfer from Holy Cross, likely also playing in his first game at Fenway Park. He's kept up the streak that's been 3 years running of BC snatching a former Crusader. Nick Wang, his predecessor. And Darius set from the stretch. Glove at his belt. The 2-0 is skied on the infield. Toomey will watch it go into foul territory. Dorian Gonzalez calls off Renzo Gonzalez and drops the ball. They're going to say that's fair as Ragsdale advances. And Toomey is aboard on the mishap for Dorian Gonzalez.
That's what they teach you defensively for Renzo Gonzalez, or Dorian Gonzalez, to call off Renzo Gonzalez on that. You want the second baseman taking that, but once you make that call, you have to make sure you're under it. And he just never settled it. Thought it was a lot closer to fair territory, ended up drifting all the way to that right field line, just bounced off the glove, and now an Eagle in scoring position with only one out.
And that opens up things up for Gunnar Johnson, who, Chris, you mentioned at the top of the show, sent 3 balls to the outfield. One of them was clobbered and just got under it. Of course, a hallmark deep center field wall at 375 at Harrington Athletics Village. 2 on and 1 out. Darius from the stretch looks back at second, takes a breath and fires. This one is outside. Frame job by Smith, not good enough. It's 1-0 to Gunnar Johnson, the transfer from Wofford, certainly playing in his first game at Fenway Park. He's just, you can see the smile on his face inside the Green Monster when he got to write his name. And Toomey's hit ruled an error on Dorian Gonzalez. The pitch, a swing and a miss from Johnson, a healthy cut at the fastball. Count levels at a ball and a strike. Infield a heavy shift here with the second baseman, Gonzalez, on the other side of the bag as Ragsdale takes a healthy lead. Darius stares in for his sign. Looks back at Ragsdale. Now the 1-1. Outside, and Johnson barely shakes the bat. 2-1 to BC's battery for today. 1 out, and Toomey aboard at first, Ragsdale at second. And bottom of the first, no score here in the ALS awareness game at Fenway Park. Darius, a glance back at second, set from the stretch. With a glove at his belt, the second baseman Gonzalez comes home to cover. Ragsdale back in time as Darius disengages. Pitch clock resets at 15 seconds. Wind has switched directions, now going from first to third on the flag in left center. The pitch nearly hits Johnson. The breaking ball just misses the catcher's body. Now 3-1 to the former Wofford catcher. And he looks at his longtime manager, Todd Interdonato, who, of course, came to BC from Wofford. And win number 498 coming into the day. Darius is 3-1. Swing from Johnson, a foul back. And certainly green light there for Johnson.
Yeah, 3-1, certainly hitter's count. You want the best hack there. Good cut right on it. Just needs to be a little bit quicker here.
He's behind a fastball out of the right hand of Darius. 1 out and 2 aboard for BC. The wind mounting here. 3-2 to Gunnar Johnson. The righty set, the glove on his right shoulder. Darius from the stretch. He comes home. This one's outside, and Johnson heads to first, ball 4. So the bags are juiced for the home team here in the bottom of the first, and Tanner Smith pops out of his crouch and initiates a mound meeting with his pitcher.
Now here comes Magpok up for BC. He's been electric for the Eagles all season. I had a sneaky prediction before the game that he would hit an inside the park home run here at Fenway Park.
I like that. It's certainly a ballpark that lends to that if you put it in that deep rut in center field at 420.
Yeah, 420 to right center. I've seen one inside the park home run here in person. Rafael Devers in playoff game against the Astros a couple years ago in the 9th inning.
Oh, okay.
Loudest I've ever heard this place get other than a walk-off home run in the playoffs.
It can certainly get loud here. The Red Sox, a rocky start to the season, Jacob, as you can speak to. You do such great work with, I don't want to mess up, but Los Red Sox de Boston on WEI with Junior Pippen.
Yep.
A couple booths over. He's getting ready to do the game here. And, Jacob, you'll have to, unfortunately, leave us to do your real job, but we're very happy to have you here with us for at least a couple of innings. So welcome Brendan Mahoney in for the late innings. Now, Magpok up with the bases loaded and 1 down here in the bottom of the first. Righty on lefty. The pitch is inside to the lefty Magpok, and 1-0 to BC's do-it-all second baseman, left fielder, and leader in steals along the base paths. Wolf waits on deck. Magpok ready for a 1-0. A breath from Darius, and the pitch. A big swing, foul back from Magpok onto the netting. It's a ball and a strike to the Torrance, California native. Ragsdale on third. He got singled after Roche grounded out. Toomey on with the error at second. Johnson walked just a moment ago. Magpok up with a ball and a strike. 1 gone. Darius' pitch. Outside in the other batter's box with a fastball. 2-1.
It's a good move for the Hurricanes to be going outside on Magpok. There is a huge hole in the right side of the infield. It's looking like he's going to try to go there with it if the ball's in his wheelhouse.
Cuve's nearly on the infield grass at third. The other outfielders with their heels on the outfield grass. The 2-1 is outside and high. 3-1 to Magpok. And Chris, do you leave the bat on the shoulder here?
I think you have a swing. 3-1's the best hitter count in baseball. You want to see if you can get your ace swing off here. Magpok, such a quick runner. Unlikely gets doubled off. He puts 1 in play.
Bags are juiced. 1 out. The 3-1 coming to the lefty Magpok. The righty Darius fires it inside. It's ball 4, and that brings the opening run of the game home. Magpok walks in Ragsdale, and the Eagles lead it 1-0 here in the bottom of the first.
Great eye there. Back-to-back walks. Now, a man that needs to break out of a slump, no better time for it here. Kyle Wolf, the best power hitter on this Eagles team, has slid down the order a little bit, all the way down to number 6. But still leads the team with 5 long balls. And
still a perfect situation, too. The bags remain juiced for Wolf after back-to-back walks from Johnson and Magpok. Follow up a single from Ragsdale, who's just plated, and an error that reaches Toomey.
Early action, Miami Penn. Just a couple people ran down from that dugout over to the right field bullpen.
I don't really see a lot of bodies in there.
Somebody just ran in through the gate.
Yeah.
Darius already at 21 pitches with 1 out here in the first. The pitch to Wolf is fouled back. Oh, off our window. Look at that. Look alive, folks. Almost got it. Man, oh, man, the window's wide open here. Certainly wider than Harrington. We got to have our gloves ready to go.
I was ready for
Wow,
that one.
you were ready for that one. Oh, we got to clip
We're
that.
going to see Brendan scrambling behind as one gets hit up here.
So after all that, it's 0-1. The pitch is inside. It nearly hits Wolf, and that's been the center of some controversy this weekend, Chris. We saw a couple of hit-by pitches on Wolf called back after it was determined that the Power Four's leader in hit-by pitches leaned into it.
Certainly the first one he did was right over the plate. The second one was a reputation call. Thought it should have stood, but didn't.
Bases loaded, the 1-1. Is muscled foul down the first base line up to the Sam Adams deck.
First time in a while a BC hitter has gotten down in the count, so I'm interested to see his approach here being the power hitter of this Eagles lineup.
Both Johnson, who's on second, and Magpok on first, each walked and got ahead 3-1 on Darius. Now up to 23 pitches. He's up 1-2 to Wolf. One out, bases loaded. The righty with a breath. Now the pitch. Wolf skies this to second. It's crouched down, and a great play from Gonzalez to double off Magpok and end the threat there. So the Eagles do leave the bases loaded, but with one hit from Ragsdale, they plate the center fielder, and they lead it 1-0. One error in the field from the second baseman, Dorian Gonzalez, allows Toomey to reach. The Eagles have the first lead of the series here at Fenway Park. We head to the top of the second. Just 3 outs remain for Boston College to claw its way out of what was once a 2-run cushion that was flipped on its head in the 8th inning by third baseman Daniel Cuvée for Miami. And now BC with its back against the wall, sending 4, 5, and 6 to the dish to face Brian Walters, the righty, on for a second inning of work after escaping some early damage in that inning. He forces a double play of Toomey, and now Gunnar Johnson with no outs, no one on to begin the inning, trying to get BC out of a hole that Daniel Cuvée has put them in. Here on WZBC Sports, Giovanni Culotta, Chris Vogel, and Brendan Mahoney. Brendan, after the game, we'll do a quick senior send-off for you to thank you for your many, many games of work here for us. But first, a pitch. Outside, it skips by Smith to the backstop. It's 1-0 to Gunnar Johnson here. Walters, the righty, versus Johnson, the righty. The catcher is 0 for 3 with a walk today. And now the onus on him to get things started here in the 9th. 1-0. Inside, it clips the inner black with a fastball. It's 1-1 now to Gunnar Johnson. We mentioned the heat out of the right hand of Brian Walters, Chris, dialing it up to 97 on Friday. 1-1 pitch is muscled towards short on a hop. It's fielded by Ogden. The clutch, the throw in time. 1 down here in the 9th as Johnson grounds out to Ogden at short. And that brings up Adam Magpok, who never keen to pin any blame in a game, but one big factor in the reason why Daniel Cuvé's home run was compounded into a 3-run shot. A near error on a single of Ogden, and then an error on him to Max Galvin. The lefty facing Walters. Pitches outside with a fastball, 1-0.
Interesting defensive alignment. Semi-shift here. Shortstop almost directly behind second base, but third has to guard the bunt here with Magpok's speed, so a lot of holes on that side.
The 1-0 pitch is inside. He's looking for a breaking ball on the inner black there, and Magpok ahead 2-0.
And Magpok, the last guy you want to put on base with his speed.
Team's leader in steals with 23. The 2-0 pitch. Inside, he has to shuffle out of the way as it nearly hit him with the breaking ball from the righty Walters. And now he's at 3 balls and no strikes, likely leaving the bat on the shoulder here to get him on base, Chris. This is someone you wouldn't pinch run for with Kyle Wolf, this team's leader in home runs, standing on deck. 3-0 pitch is a strike. Clips the outer black with a fastball. Good take from Magpok nonetheless. You're not going to risk anything here.
Even if you had the green light, that's not a pitch you swing at 3-0.
From the windup, Walters comes home. This one is roped towards second. A web gem from Gonzalez. He gets up in time and dishes to first. The Canes are an out away here in the 9th. What a play by Dorian Gonzalez at second to lunge full extension to save what maybe could have been extra bases for Magpok if that one continues to fade towards the first base line. But instead, Kyle Wolf is the last out for Boston College if he cannot get a hit here.
Now Kyle Wolf, it's now or never, would be a great time to break out of a slump. Big time power bat on the right side. If you can run into a fastball, you can take it over the monster, but that's a big ask.
Wolf 0 for 3 today. He torches this one. It's foul though. Wow, out of the park. And he wanted that one, just turned on it a little too far, Chris. Quickly 0-1 to Wolf, who does represent the tying run with BC down 3-2. 2 outs and nobody aboard in the bottom of the 9th. Righty back in the box. Walters atop the mound, dishes, and a curveball finds the zone. He's a strike away from ending a sweep for the Hurricanes, a momentous one at that, as they look to etch themselves firmly into the NCAA tournament bubble with a win over BC here today and the past 2 days. The 0-2 is outside, recovered by Smith. The pass ball would have been insignificant with nobody along the base pass, and Wolf wisely lays off it. A solid Miami crowd to its feet here at Fenway Park. Wolf the final out for BC if he can't extend the inning. Walters is 1-2, swung on and fouled back. Wolf stays alive as he shoots that one down to his foot. It's 1-2 still with 2 outs and no one on. And Wolf, you mentioned a slump. That average was at one point above 300. It's down to 258. Still a team leading 5 home runs. The righty steps back into the box, taps the plate twice with his bat, and rests it on his right shoulder. Walters from the windup comes home, a check swing, appeal to first. He did not go around as it's outside, and the count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Eagles have life still by about 3 degrees on that swing. Can Wolf do something here in a 2-2 count?
Even working a walk would open things up for Vince Sciamini, and how fitting would that be for the 6th year to get one more shot? 2 outs, no one on, the 2-2. Is tapped slightly into shallow right. The right fielder Peralta on it. It drops for a base hit, and the Eagles have a man aboard. So, not dead yet with 2 outs. A bloop single from Kyle Wolf to extend the game here in the 9th.
Little bit of life, not much, but not nothing.
You see what your options are here as the Eagles go to an offensive conference, and probably a pinch runner for the designated hitter. It looks like it will be a pinch runner. Solier lumbering up here.
So Julio Solier, the
would
freshman,
love to
comes
steal
in.
a base here, get in scoring position, but you got to know you've already seen Tanner Smith with 1 big caught stealing in this series. Don't want to end a game that way.
That would certainly be a shame for Solier, the freshman who got time at second base on Friday, subbing in for Colin Larson, rather. A couple of defensive adjustments there, including sending Magpok to left. But now Solier along the base pass in the place of Kyle Wolf, who snuck in a bloop single into right field in front of the right fielder Peralta for his first hit of the day. His day is done at 1 for 4. And Solier comes in with Sciamini at the dish. Could not be more fitting for the 6th year, who will be taking what is likely his final bat as a BC Eagle in this ballpark. It would be absolutely storybook if he were to lift the Eagles out of this rut. With 2 outs, Solier running in the place of Wolf on first. Infield shifts him to pull the pitch. Nearly hits him. Sciamini jumps out of the way, but it's 1-0 out of the hand of Walters. Will be allowed to face these batters. Arm just getting loose, not even throwing yet, in the bullpen for Miami. Walters set from the stretch, Solier on first. Sciamini ready, the 1-0. This one is torched towards center field. Torres on it, he calls off Peralta. He ends the game. Miami sweeps the Eagles right out of Fenway. 3-2 win, all off the bat of Daniel Cuvée. A 3-run shot. The difference here in the ALS awareness game as Miami sweeps Boston College. They win all 3 games. The front and back end of this series, very tight pitchers duels. It's Brian Walters getting the save here at Fenway Park. And Miami has certainly done a lot to up its tournament standing entering the final couple of weeks.